Only 2 games left in the season. It's a very sad time, because that means soon football will be over. What's up, fans? It's that time of the week. Why am I clapping and singing? I don't know. Dolphins playing the Jaguars at home. Some news and notes like usual. Then we get into our 5 things the Dolphins need to do to beat the Jags like usual. And then I'm going to get to one of you guys' comments. Should you say like usual? I really hope you said like usual at that point. If you didn't. So let's get into some news and notes. I just want to just touch upon something real quick before we get into some injury news and notes. Why do I say news and notes a lot? So before the season started, a lot of people predicted the Dolphins to do really bad. They predicted the Dolphins to be a 3-win team, a 5-win team, a 2-win team, a 4-win. They didn't have the Dolphins winning more than 5 games. And it was a ton. It was a ton of people. The fact that the Dolphins coming into week 16 are 7-7. I know it sucks. They should be 9-7, but then they also still could be 7-7 because of. I hear this a lot. You know, we could have beat the Colts. We should have beat the Colts. We should have beat the Bengals, and we should have beat the Packers. And with those 3 wins, you flip it around, and the Dolphins should easily be 10-4 right now, right? Fighting for number 1 in the whole conference. But then if you look at it that way, you gotta look at the other way. I'm rambling, so just stick with me. You look at the other way. Charles Clay, if you didn't catch that ball. Parkey, if you didn't miss his field goal. There's 2 losses that we actually won. So, see what I'm saying? So, you just enjoy with what you have now. So, speaking of, the fact that no one ranked max 5 games win, people were saying before the season started, with a healthy team. If I think this team was healthy, if all of these players were 100%, Sitton, Kilgore, Wilson, Grant, William Hayes, Vincent Taylor, this team, honestly right now, I think we'd be number 1 in the AFC East. I honestly think we would be a 9-5 team right now, and I think we would win the division. That's honestly what I think. You can take it to the bank. My point of bringing this up is a lot of Dolphin fans are mad about being 7-7. I'm upset about being 7-7, but if you remember, go back and watch my video, I think after the Raiders game when we went 3-0, I said this is a really good thing because it's going to get harder, and to have that 3-0 cushion is a huge thing. It's big, and the reason we're in the position we are now is because of the person that a lot of people hate, Adam Gase. He's the reason that we're 7-7. He's also the reason that we're 7-7. See how I said it? Like, he's the reason that we're 7-7, and he's also the reason we're 7-7. I just wanted to just throw that out at you because everyone had the Dolphins sucking this year, and yeah, we're not good, but we're not sucking. We're 7-7, and we're still in the playoff line. So, just wanted to get that off my chest. Now let's get into some of the injury news and notes. And obviously, you guys already know Frank Gore, done for the season, hurt his ankle in the Minnesota game, IR. So we're going to see a lot of Ballage, Bolden, Drake, and probably Perry, but probably a lot of Ballage and Bolden. Next thing is TJ McDonald did not practice Wednesday and Thursday. When I'm recording this, Friday hasn't happened yet, but let's hope that TJ McDonald can go. If he doesn't go, and Xavier Howard has had full practice, Xavier Howard limited practice for the past 2 days, but he's saying he's good and he's saying he wants to play. So if Xavier Howard plays on Sunday, I would take Fitz and I'd put him at safety with Rashad. That's what I would do if TJ can't go. But we'll see what actually happens if they keep Fitz at the boundary and then just put maybe Walt Aikens or someone else back there. But if TJ can't go, that's what I would do. I would take Fitz, put him at safety, then I would put, Armstrong or McTire. We need corners. There's a video coming. Can you smell it? Just off-season videos. Can you smell them? I got tons of them for you. So those are some of my news and notes. Other injuries, Ziggy Hood didn't practice on Wednesday, but then he was limited on Thursday. He'll probably go. Other than that, everyone's full practice. Danny Amendola, full practice Thursday. Everything should be good. So let's break down what's going on. let's get into the 5 things the Dolphins need to do to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars at home in throwbacks. If you saw my last video, they got approved for a 3rd throwback. What? So the first thing the Dolphins need to do to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars is they got to stop the run. They got to stop Fournette. They got to stop TJ Yeldon. They got to stop the run. Now, all season I've been saying Jacksonville Jaguars, Blake Bortles sucks. Kind of sucks. And I've been saying their offense hasn't been great, which they, you know, there's some games they won and their offense was doing good, but in a butthole, they're not great. So if we could focus on doing the one thing that has stopped us all year, except for home for some reason. Like against the Patriots 2 weeks ago, we stopped them. So stop the run, and then you force Cody Kessler to beat you. Cody Kessler, right? So stop the run, make it one-dimensional offense. The number 2 thing that Miami Dolphins need to do to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, it's like a 2-parter. It's like a blam and then a blam. Force turnovers, but then capitalize off the turnovers you force. So the Miami Dolphins are 3rd in the league in turnovers. So keep doing your thing. Because if you look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, when it comes to turnovers, they're 27th. They like to give you the ball. Here's the ball. So we give us the ball, but then the Dolphins need to capitalize off of those turnovers. Essentially, pick sixes, scoop scores. Because we're going up against a Jacksonville Jaguar team that has a good defense. They're 6th in the league in points and 6th in the league on yardage. You know, 2nd in the league in passing yards, 2nd in the league in touchdowns. You see what I'm getting at? This Jaguars defense is good. Number 3 thing the Dolphins need to do to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars: run the ball. Run the ball. If you notice in the Minnesota Vikings game, when we were down 21-17, Dolphins kind of steered away from running the ball. Now, that game, I'm not going to beat them over the head over that, because at some point the Vikings were just like, we're coming at you. You're not running on us anymore. We're done with this. We're going to win the game. And it happened. But if you look at the Colts game, you look at the Bengals game, you know, you kind of even look at the Packers game, they stopped running the ball at some point in the game, and it kind of really starts to hinder them. You got to keep that steady run. Now, when it comes to the Jacksonville Jaguars and their rush defense, they are 19th ranked in the league and 23rd ranked in the league when it comes to 19 being the rushing yards and 23rd being rushing touchdowns. So they're not top-notch when it comes to their run defense, but it's mediocre, if you get what I'm saying. The 4th thing the Dolphins need to do to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars is they gotta protect Ryan Tannehill. When Ryan Tannehill has a pocket, when Ryan Tannehill has time to read the defense, and when Ryan Tannehill has time for these receivers to get open, because they have a very hard time getting open, Dolphins prosper. Now, especially when it comes on play actions and stuff, you can't be handing the ball off on a play action and then all of a sudden you're getting destroyed. So they got to protect Ryan Tannehill and they got to protect the passing game, because like I just told you, Jacksonville Jaguars have very good passing defense. You got very good safeties that would probably shut down Kenny Stills and Devontae Parker, So we got to protect Ryan Tannehill, but also we got to run the ball. We got to score. We got to run the ball. And I feel like the best chance for us to score is to be running the ball, because I like Jacksonville's defense in passing is better than their defense in rushing. If you just heard what I said when it came to stats. The 5th and final thing that the Miami Dolphins need to do. Now, this is going to sound very vague, but they need to play sound football. Doug, what the hell do you mean by play sound football? Stop with the penalties. Stop with the stupid mistakes. Play the game. Stop with... Every time the Dolphins tend to do something good, there's always one person, whether it be on the offense or the defense, on the line, a safety, a corner, a linebacker, has a brain fart and just completely just lets a defensive tackle go by, doesn't block the right guy, isn't in the right zone coverage, isn't covering this right guy, you know, isn't getting off of their routes. Like, play sound football. I know it's easier said than done. You know, I did play football, so I know it's not like if someone comes up to you and says, play sound football, well, just do your job. Well, it's because the guy across from you, his job is to do his job, which is to stop you from doing your job. You get what I'm saying? But just stop with the stupid mistakes. Stop with the penalties. Stop with the false starts. Stop. Just play sound football, and you'll win this game. You're at home against a team with a very bad offense. So play sound football. Those are the 5 things that I think the Dolphins need to do to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. At this time, I'm going to give you my score prediction. In a roundabout way, you have an defense that can't stop the run if their life depended on it, going against a defense who can stop the run, but they're not good at it, but they're great at everything else. And then you got this offense that has no weapons, that can run the ball, but rarely does it and rarely executes. And you have another offense that just, like, Leonard Fournette has 396 rushing yards on the year. TJ Yeldon has 414 rushing yards on the year. That's, but you look at the Dolphins, and before Frank Gore got injured, 722 rushing yards on the year, and Kenyon Drake 469 rushing yards on the year. So I honestly feel like this game is going to be like the Dolphins-Jets game where the final score was 13-6. I think it'll be a final score of 14-10. Dolphins win. I got the Dolphins to win this one. I'm sticking with it because they're home. They're wearing their throwbacks. Don't be surprised if all of a sudden the Dolphins just start clicking for some reason. They play like a possessed team when they're home, and then when they're away, they suck. And you also have to look at that aspect when it comes to Adam Gase. Because why are they so goddamn good at home? And why do they prosper so well at home with so limited talent? But then also, why do they suck on the road? You gotta look at the flip on things, you know what I'm saying? So, that's my 5 things, and that's my prediction. Comment below, let me know what you guys think. If I missed anything in the 5 things the Dolphins need to do to beat the Jaguars, let me know. If you're a Jaguars fan, let me know below what you guys think you guys need to do to beat the Dolphins. Again, you guys are kind of in the same situation as the Dolphins, where your offense is kind of and your defense is what's kept you in games. So let me know what you guys think that, you guys need to do to beat the Dolphins. Speaking of comments, you guys know what time it is? Comment of the day. I'm gonna get to you on your guys' comments right now. This one comes from Twitter, and it comes from JM03. And he asked me, who do you want for the Dolphins defensive coordinator if, and I hope, Matt Burke goes? I've said this before, so, if you've seen other videos, I'm probably gonna repeat myself a little bit. It's not if, he's gone. This organization, especially Stephen Ross, especially Adam Gase, they need a scapegoat. They need somebody to take the fall for how bad this defense, the run defense, it don't flippin' matter. They need a scapegoat for someone to take the fall for how bad this team played on the road and in certain home situations. So Matt Burke is gone. I wouldn't be surprised if Loggins is gone. Don't be surprised if some of the scouts are gone, because this 53-man roster that was put together is bad, because injuries happen in the NFL, and you have to be prepared with depth to replace some of these injured players. Saints have injuries, Rams have injuries, Chargers have injuries, will be casualties, and Ross is probably super pissed, and they will get a quarterback. I'm guaranteeing they'll get at least 2 quarterbacks this offseason, but again, that's a video for another time. Who would I replace him with? With a known defensive coordinator who was a head coach, who was successful, and then became a defensive coordinator. So a lot of you guys have commented you want Rex Ryan. I don't want Rex Ryan. I don't think he'd mesh well with, or Rob Ryan, because I think the last time Rob Ryan was a defensive coordinator, his defense was ass. The name that popped up, and somebody said it, and I was like, ooh, shit, that's a good name. Jack Hoff commented on my video collab with TD. If you haven't checked that out, go check that out. He said Jack Del Rio, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot about Jack Del Rio. Good defensive coordinator, and he was successful as the head coach of the Raiders before they just got his ass out of there. So I would like Del Rio as the Dolphins defensive coordinator. I think if he can come in and get rid of the wide 9 and coach this defense up, watch this defense get good, because we have the pieces in place. Hope that answers your question, but that's the video. Follow me on Twitter if you're not following me on Twitter already. I tweet during the game. I tweet all the time. I'm tweeting when I'm sleeping. I tweet. So follow me on Twitter. Go follow me Second Chill of the Bit Boys. We're almost at 300 subscribers. A lot of that has to do with you guys and how beautiful you are and how gracious you are to go check out my channel and subscribe. You got a lot of you guys comment too. You made the other 2-Bit Boys very happy that you guys are very interactive. We're not used to that. We had subscribers, and we get a few views, but not a lot of interaction. And a lot of you guys go over there and subscribe, and you interact with us. You laugh. So I really appreciate that, you guys that do that. And if you haven't yet, go check it out. If you like it, subscribe. If not, at least you checked it out. Give this video a thumbs up because the Dolphins are beating the Jaguars. The Dolphins are beating the Jaguars. They're home. They're wearing their alternates. It's just, they gotta do it. Get to 8-7. Let's see how the other dominoes fall, and let's see if we can still make the playoffs. Again, if we make the playoffs, we'll probably get our asses whipped, and it's like, what's the point? Just because, man. Just because. I can't wait. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Put out videos at least 4 times a week. When the off season comes, I got draft videos for you guys, free agency videos for you guys. I'm gonna scout players. Give me a list of players you want me to scout that you think the Dolphins will do, and I'll break down each position. I'm telling you guys secrets I didn't want to tell you, but I'm gonna break quarterbacks the Dolphins should look at, running backs, tight ends, left guard, right. I'm breaking down top 5s. Damn, I told you too much. I gotta get out of here before I tell you more videos I got planned for you guys. So if you're not subscribed, do it. And I'll see you guys on Sunday. Hopefully after a run, my voice is getting higher. Like usual, stay classy. Fins up.